What's going on, everybody? So today I'm out on the trail for a short 50-minute-ish run, if I have enough daylight for that. Honestly, I'm not sure. It's late in the day, but I'm testing these Saucony Peregrine 12s. Super excited for these. Ooh, that water's iced over. Kind of chilly. But yeah, I'm very excited for this shoe. I love the Peregrine 11. The 12 is even better because it's lighter weight. Has some other really cool features about it. So let's see what it's all about. Down trees from the ice. Sheesh, I think I gotta do some trail maintenance. My trail is totally blocked. We'll see how much running I get to do because there was already 2 trees down in like less than 2/10 of a mile. Ooh, it's a little chilly. I might be a little underdressed. Man, I really gotta do some trail maintenance. It's been a while since I've been on trail. I've been doing, actually I looked it up last night. I was talking to somebody. The last time I did a trail run was December 30th, I think. 30th or 30th, yeah. So I haven't been on this trail in probably, I don't know, probably 4 weeks at least. So yeah, I gotta do some maintenance. The Peregrine 12s so far in just a short time feel awesome. Like a big improvement over the 12s, I gotta say. I mean, the upper is just amazing. It feels, I mean, it feels like a completely different shoe. Not that the upper on the 11s wasn't good, it was. I like the 11s. But, man, this is just like, it's like a glove. So much thinner and lighter weight too. And another tree down. That one, I don't know if I'll be able to just pick up and move. It looks like it's still attached. I gotta come back with the chainsaw for the rest of that. One thing I will say I noticed so far though, is it does feel like the lugs might be getting caked up with mud a lot easier than on the 11s. I don't know though, but it does feel, you can probably see it back there, it actually slipped a little bit. All right, well, I gotta try to get at least another 1 lap done before it gets too dark. I'll see you back in the studio. Okay, back from the run. It was just a super easy 4.5 mile run, nothing crazy. The first 2 miles were pretty darn slow, to be honest. Just, you know, I was filming for YouTube. And honestly, I had to clear a lot of trails, as you saw, because we had a bad ice storm, snow, ice, trees were bent over, and a lot of them broke. So I got some work cut out. Before we move on to the other details of the Peregrine 12, why don't you hit that thumbs up button, give the video a like. It really does help out a lot, and I would really appreciate it. But the Saucony Peregrine 12 was just awesome. Yeah, that's it. It was a great shoe. I really did like it. One issue, which I'll get to here in just a minute, but just a lot of improvements over the Peregrine 11. The first thing I noticed right away, as soon as I took it out of the box, was this upper. I mean, the upper is like night and day from the 11. This feels like a completely different shoe. On the Peregrine 11, it felt really thick, and I was worried it wouldn't dry really well, and it didn't dry very well. Once you got it wet, it just stayed wet. This shoe, however, I mean, it squishes down. There's not a lot to it. It's a much more, it's a totally redesigned upper, a lot more pliable, smooth overlays that just bend with the shoe. They're not stiff, not as much cushioning in the upper, but yet it's incredibly comfortable. I mean, it was nice. As soon as I put it on my foot, it felt so much better tying it. And then the other thing that was right away noticeable was the tongue. That was my biggest issue with the Peregrine 11, was the tongue. The tongue just would not stay up. It was super thick and it wouldn't stay up. It kept going down, so much so that I had to like cut it and get the laces through there to hold it up. But this is totally redesigned. It's much thinner, much more breathable, and it stays put. It's gusseted on both sides, has a nice little pull tab on the top, and it just stays up in the shoe. It feels great. I mean, honestly, it was just a 4.5 mile run, but I don't see this being a problem anymore at all, like the 11s. I mean, it's much better. And obviously this is just a first impression video. I'll do a full review after, you know, 40-ish miles on the trail, which might take me a little bit to get there because I am in like key training right now for the marathon, but I will definitely be putting some miles on my easy days, hit the trail with these here. So yeah, stay tuned for the full review. But a couple of quick stats. So it is a neutral trail shoe. I mean, it definitely has a fair amount of twist to it. That's not taking a lot of strength. Which is really nice. That's actually one of the things that's changed in the shoe from the 11. It's a redesigned rock plate in the outsole. So for that rock plate, it's more flexible and it's supposed to drain water better and dry quicker. I haven't tested that, but it definitely twists easy. And on the trail running, I didn't feel any rocks poking through at all. It felt really good. So yeah, I think the rock plate is working. As far as the stack height goes, it's the same as the Peregrine 11. The Peregrine 12 is 26.5 millimeters in the rear, 22.5 in the front for a 4 millimeter drop. Really nice on the trail, just feels good. It's not, it feels stable when you're running. That stack isn't so high that you feel like you're on stilts. You have a lot of ground feel, but yet enough protection to last you through, you know, quite a long run in the shoe for sure. Yeah, it's just, it's a really good put together shoe, and it feels great. The midsole has the Power Run. As you can see there, the Power Run midsole foam. But what's new this year is the sock liner. It's now a Power Run Plus sock liner. So it has a little bit more cushion to it, a little bit more bounce to it. So it feels really nice when you're running for sure. And as far as the weight is concerned, that's the other really cool thing about this 12 here, the Peregrine 12, is it lost weight this year, which is just amazing. So the Peregrine 11 was a heavy shoe. No way to put it. It was a heavy shoe. The Peregrine 11 and a men's size 11, not the wide version, which I had to order a wide in the Peregrine 11 because the fit was much more narrow. I had to go wide, which was odd. I've never really had to order a wide shoe before, but it was rubbing on the middle part of my foot in the 11s. The 12, however, the fit was great. I didn't have any rubbing on the medial part of the arch. Felt plenty of room in there. The toe box was plenty adequate. It was nice. I mean, it's not an Ultra where you're going to have a lot of toe splay, but it definitely was very accommodating and felt good. It felt plenty of room. But yes, back to the weight. So the Peregrine 11, last year's shoe, in men's size 11, was 340 grams or 12 ounces. Heavy shoe. Peregrine 12, however, comes in at 299 grams or 10.5 ounces. So it lost 1.5 ounces, which is just, yes, thank you. Thank you, Saucony, for doing the right thing and making your shoe lighter and better. I think a lot of that came from the upper. That weight in the upper was just, it was a thick upper in the 11. The 12 is much thinner, still has really good cushioning in the heel cup. It feels really good with the lockdown so far. I mean, the Peregrine 12 is just much better than the Peregrine 11 in my book. So yeah, I cannot wait to take this out and put many more miles on it. I think this is going to be a great shoe. I would kind of like my early feel on the trail. I was thinking it was more like a HOKA Torrent 2. Didn't have the cushion of, say, the Salomon Ultra Glide or even the Saucony Exodus, but it felt more like the HOKA Torrent 2, which is a really good thing because I love that shoe. So I'm excited to put lots of miles on the Saucony Peregrine 12. But I cannot forget to talk about the outsole. So the outsole is redesigned. They redesigned the lug pattern on it now. Still a 5 millimeter lug depth for the lugs, but it is redesigned. And I think the idea was to provide more traction and just be a grippier, better outsole. I have to say though, after my first run, it was a little muddy out there, and you can see in the trail and some of the footage I took that you could see me sliding a little bit. I would just step in a little bit of a muddy area and the shoe would just slip. And it actually caked up with mud pretty well. I mean, you can still see some mud stuck on the back of the outsole there. So I'm gonna have to do a good bit more testing before I really know whether or not this redesigned outsole is better, because from the first impression, I'm a little concerned about that, because that was one of the things that the Peregrine 11 was great at, was just the grip was phenomenal. So I'm hoping this lives up to that. We will see, time will tell. Okay, so there we have it. That is the first impression of the Saucony Peregrine 12. I'm excited. I think this is a big improvement over the Peregrine 11. It's a great shoe, so I cannot wait to put more miles on it. Thank you to Saucony for sending the shoes. Really do appreciate that, the opportunity to test them, share my honest thoughts. And while we're at it, if you want to take a look at the full review of the Saucony Peregrine 11s, I'll put it over here, right there. You can take a look at it. On this side, we'll put up a playlist of some other shoe reviews to check out too. Stay tuned for the full review coming out in the future. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.